Hey guys, I'm Willbender, and today we'll be talking about the Prayer Hall. Now this has been a video that's been very requested as of late because of all of the changes that they've made to the Prayer Hall and the fact that they've reduced a lot of the requirements. When it first came out, you had to have all of your P6, you had to have all of your troop training areas P6. So they had debuffed that before, and then they said, well, that's a little bit too hard, so all you have to do is have a P6 castle to get these requirements. And then I believe they've also allowed P5 castles to have this as well. Since I haven't been a P5 in over a year, I can't confirm that. But I do know that as long as you're around those areas, you can start enhancing your troops. Now, what does that mean? Well, if I were to go over here to my battle reports, and I'll just pick a random one. Yeah, this seems like a fun one. So if I look at this one here, you see all of these areas that I'm circling right now. Those are the enhancements that the Prayer Hall gives you. Now, you have to have a certain type of currency in order to use this. If I go into my inventory, I can show you guys how many I have right now, which is significantly less than I used to have. They're called Knightly Heralds, and it can be used to enhance the soldiers' talent in the Prayer Hall, and that's the English that they decided to use. This is one of the harder things to get within the game, even though they've made a lot of the things recently easier to get. The main places you can get them, and I'll kind of show you. I'll kind of show you the main places right now. One of the ones is if you're in good with the king, you can ask the king to give you one of the king gifts. Now, depending on which one he gives you, you can get 1,000, you can get 800, or 500. This is a once per week thing, and once the throne is captured, the king can allocate these gifts out to people. This is a really big major source to get them. Another really big source, and one that I use a lot, is during the Kvk battles. Right now, we're not currently ready to have our Kvk battles, but the prizes down below for the individual points that you yourself make. As you go higher and higher, you'll find Knightly Heralds in there as well. And just to show you guys, you can actually double the amount that you get if you have a specific type of... where is it? Preparation? Yeah, preparation. You have a specific talent here, one more. Get additional personal point rewards for the strongest kingdom event. So every time you open up a chest from your personal bank, it gives you another one in the mail. So always look at that as a ×2 if you have this. It's a very expensive thing to get, but one that I highly recommend if you're looking to really bank on Knightly Heralds. Those are the two main areas that are constant. There are other areas, like in the Fine Iron Roulette, there are possibilities to get them, albeit not many. You can also get them by redeeming points from the Mineral Vein event, and the Mineral Vein chests also give it to you. If I were to go over here to the Mineral Vein, because we are having that right now. Well, actually, it's more the gathering phase. View rewards. You can kind of see through here, based upon the amount of points that you get by killing other troops or by occupying buildings, you can get a certain amount of Knightly Heralds. And if I go on down here, you really don't start seeing to the 5,000 point range. You see it's not in the 2,000. Once you get into the 5,000, you can start getting them at 200 intervals. Then there's a 300. Down here, there's 600. Yeah, that's the 600 one, sorry. And 900 for the last chest. And then at the very end, they kind of give you like a grand total of where you placed among the 4 kingdoms, and they'll give you points for that too. There are a couple other places you can get Knightly Heralds, but it's not a whole lot unless you go with like the monthly subscription pack, which I think, no, wrong one, sorry. Monthly sign-in. No, not the monthly sign-in. Don't want that one. It's the very last one. Monthly give. You can get this. I mean, but that's just buying stuff. And honestly, the way I'm going to show you, you're not going to need it that. You're not going to need that many. So let's actually talk about. Since we talk about the requirements here, let's actually talk about the Knightly Herald. I mean, not the Knightly Herald, the Prayer Hall. So there are different requirements. I'm going to show you this on the screen right now. One of the ones, as long as the benchmark areas have not changed, then these will be kind of accurate, though these screenshots are from the old way of doing things, so I do apologize if it's not completely accurate. But when I reached level 9, I had to get my turret up to level 30. So basically from 1 to 8, it was just, okay, upgrade, and the upgrade requirements kept going up and up and up and up, and you'll see that through these screenshots. But once I hit level 8, the next level to level 9 had a building requirement. That was get my turret up to level 30. You need a lot of gold to buy gold arrows for that. So just bear in mind that that's going to be an investment, but you do want to get past this benchmark. The next hurdle I had to go over was for level 14. To get to level 14, I needed Prestige 6 stables, which honestly, because cavalry is like the king right now, that's really something you want to prioritize anyway. So you have to make sure that your stables are P6. So make sure that's it. Once you do that, you can upgrade it. By the way, use Bartholdi whenever you're upgrading your prayer hall. You're just going to lose speeds and prestige badges that way, but you can kind of see how much you kind of need that with 92 million wood, 37 million food. There are iron and mithril requirements. I just didn't take it in this screenshot. The next big hurdle to go over is when you're getting to level 18. Now, this is the big one because this is a brand new screenshot, and I wanted to show you this because if you can get to level 17, then you have level 50 enhancements, which is a great benchmark for people to make. I'll show you guys, for example, my T12 Cav, I am rocking 2 level 50s, and I can go farther once I upgrade, but man, is it expensive, and it takes a long time to get to level 51 and higher. So really, I'm just trying to stay at level 50. For most people who don't spend a whole lot, this is going to be your big benchmark. You're going to want to get your prayer hall to level 17. If you want to go further, then you'll eventually have to not only get your ranged piece up to P6, but your siege and your infantry. If you can get that, then you unlock the Supreme Legion, which is your Delphiers, your Griffin Knights, which you probably see a lot of these days. So if that's your goal, absolutely keep plowing through. Just use Bartholdi. If that's not your goal right now, then just hang tight at level 17 right here, and you'll get level 50 enhancements. So we've talked a little bit about the resource requirements and everything like that. You can kind of see, I'll actually show it up here right now, the different progressions and different amounts that each one requires. You can see that it goes up like normal P6 castles. Now the biggest question is, where do I put my Knightly Heralds and how often should I use them? Well, here's the thing. It depends upon which type of troop you have. If you do have T12 Cav, you're going to want to put it in there first. What I suggest for the T12... Actually, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. So let's look at this. So I am actually going to go over to Trample for level 10. I'm going to show you guys how this works. Where I'm circling right here, the 11,195 is the number of Knightly Heralds that I have. The 21 is how much it takes for me to enhance. I'm going to hit the button now. You see it didn't fill the whole bar. And that 21 became a 22. Every time you hit that button, it's going to keep going up. Watch. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. Until I hit that big one, 28. And it finally goes from one level to the other. So that number will continue to increase. However, when the server resets for me, being on the East Coast, that's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then that number gets reset back down to its minimum value. So it's no longer at 28. It'll be back down to, well, I actually enhanced that earlier today. So it'll be back down into the teens if you're at these low levels. So for me, as long as you're between the enhancements of level 1 to 45, I just do 1 each. And I'm only saying that because a lot of people don't have as many heralds as I had. I had 25,000 heralds at one point, so I did like 5 at these low levels. Then I did 2, and then I did 1. For people who don't necessarily have a big flow of Knightly Heralds, go slow. Do 1 apiece. Save those Knightly Heralds. If you're like me and you're in good with the king, you're really good at getting the KVK rewards, and you do Mineral Vein, then splurge. Do 2 or 3 a day until you get to the higher ranks. But here is what is suggested. I'm going to write this out here. If you really want to go, completely nuts on this, from levels 1 to 20, you can do 5 and it doesn't hurt you that badly. From 20 to 30, I would suggest only doing about 2 per day. So from 30 to 45, only do 1 a day. And then from 45 to 50, do half a day. Trust me, it takes like 10,000 experience points, which is going to probably be very close to 1,000 Knightly Heralds to get to that range. So you'll see the requirements as it keeps going along. And that number up here that I'm circling will tell you how many experience points you'll need, so you can kind of keep track of that progress bar the whole way. So that's what I suggest for doing for allocating your points. Well, as far as how many you should allocate. Now the big question is, where do I put my points? And it, like I said, it depends upon your troops that you have. If you have T12, we're going to focus on those first. As you see, I have T12 cavalry. The first one you're going to want to get to 50 is what I'm circling right now. The advanced, actually I'm just going to show it to you. The advanced random shot. When attacking, have a 100% chance to attack 5 targets at a time and deal 120% damage. That is because I'm level 50. That 100% chance was not a 100%. As you keep going higher, it gets closer to that 100%. And I'm assuming that after this, the damage goes up. I don't know because I don't have the next area to unlock. But this is the very first one you want to get to 50. If you want to keep going, your next one you want to get is your advanced charge. When attacking, increase charge damage by 100% and have a 44% chance of attacking the range units. Now the charge damage you'll see in your, it's actually one of the most important features of your cav. If I go back over here to the exact same one, where I'm circling right now, the cavalry charge damage, that is the number that you're focusing on. And if you see someone who has as high as this guy, you want to start heading for the hills because that's really freaking strong. If you really want to keep going on the T12 cav, the next one I would suggest doing is fleet feet. Try saying that 5 times fast. It greatly increases your marching speed and increases damage to archers, including Delphier. So all types of archers get an increased amount of damage. That's why you see insane amounts of damage being done to the archers, besides the fact that cav are just natural archer killers. And really, the resource bat, leave this alone. Don't put a darn thing in it. I mean, unless you're just, oh my god, I love attacking resource plots and civ forts, and this is all I play for in campsite. No, just don't. No, leave it alone. It's worthless. So those are the T12 ones you want to focus on for. Those are the enhancements that you want to focus on for T12 cav. For the archers, if you're really still doing archers, that's fine. Consecutive attack, the advanced consecutive attack is the way to go. I stopped doing this after I realized that cav were kind of taking over, so I kind of left this alone. After that, if you want to do the advanced puncture, that's a good secondary one there. Now, I don't have T12. I don't have T12 infantry or the Phoenix Wings. So I can't really tell you exactly where to put those. So we're going to skip those for now. If you have an idea what they should be, leave them down in the comments below for everybody else to look at. I don't really do research on things unless it pertains to me. So if you want to look down at the T10, if you want to start enhancing those, we'll look at these guys here. I'm starting to work on this now. Trample is going to be the big one that you're going to want to use. For each attack, you will have 27.14% chance to attack 5 targets. So that's kind of like what you saw in the T12. This is just a smaller version of it. So this would be the first one that you'll want to get. The other one here, charge, is a really good one. This would be my secondary. Again, we're working on that charge damage. And dodge is okay. Really, you just want to focus on those two. Those are the big ones that you would like to get to 50 if you're trying to focus on T10. As far as these guys go, the double attack is probably the best one on the T10 archers, which is the consecutive attack from the T12. You can kind of see a correlation here. Focus is pretty good too with its extra damage. Puncture increases damage to the infantry, and double attack, which is probably it's probably the least needed. So if you're going to get 50 on your double attack, you can kind of take your pick between focus and puncture after that. Those are the major ones. I mean, infantry, I just love all of the infantry ones. I mean, this is really good. Reduce damage by 10%, then you get that iron, you get higher defense, you get higher HP, and then this reduces the damage. This is probably the one you're not going to focus on too much because archers are kind of being phased out. So these three I'm circling here are the ones you're probably going to want to focus on. And you can just kind of do them in order like I've been doing. 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 18, and just get those up. Besides those, you do have your T13s. And a lot of my viewers probably don't have too many of those, but if you're going for T13 Cav, the Torn ability is probably one of the best ones to get. While I can't show it that right now because I don't have any, if you researched and you saw it within the ranks of people, actually, I could probably show you in that one battle report I keep showing you. Let's go on down here. I think he had them. Yeah, well, okay, so Okay, so I'm absolutely wrong. Throw that out the window. I thought Torm was it. Clearly, this guy's focusing on Slaughter Enhancement and then Hurricane Enhancement. So I guess Slaughter Enhancement is the way to go for that. But the rest of these kind of agree with me. You can see he has all level 50s there, so it doesn't really help too much. But yeah, so that's just a little bit on the Prayer Hall. If you have any further questions, leave it down in the comments below. I do apologize for being off for so long. College was taking a lot of time away from me. If you have an idea for a video that you would like for me to do, also leave it down in the comments below. I have a little bit of a list going, and I'm hopefully going to be doing more videos from here on out. And I'm going to be your announcer for both the State vs. State Season 2 and the DC competition. So I'm looking forward to that. Everybody, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you on the battlefield. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight.